Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we are all set for another incredible conversation. I'd once again request Faye to kindly join us on stage for steering a dialogue masterfully, all right? This is going to get interesting, ladies and gentlemen. And like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time that we focus on contribution of women leaders in shaping Telangana's future. Let us all give a huge round of applause and a very warm welcome to the next distinguished speaker, ladies and gentlemen, the dynamic Vice Chairperson of Malla Reddy Vishwavidyapeeth, Dr. Preethi Reddy. Can we all give it up for her and for this impactful fireside discussion on women of Telangana shaping the future through leadership, safety, and inclusive growth. Can we all once again hear it for our moderator and the speaker, please? We can give a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We are not even close to lunchtime yet. Let's do it.
But
I hope I'm the unique one.
You're a very unique Dr. Reddy.
Thank you.
You've given up your medical practice to pursue education, and specifically with a focus on educating young women. Specifically women's only engineering college, women's only medical college, which we don't see normally. Yes. Engineering tends to be a very male heavy space. Tell us why you considered it important, or why you consider it important to push more women into STEM and medicine.
First and foremost, I would like to thank my father-in-law who had this initiation of starting an engineering college or a medical college or a dental college for a woman. It's his brain. Now, coming to the reason why do we need it? Today's, the gross enrollment ratio of the female in Hyderabad is more than the males, and the need of the hour. So I think, like if I'm not wrong, it's almost 41.6% is the gross enrollment ratio, and which is the highest in our Telangana as compared to any other state. So this creates a demand to have a separate system or like more number of seats for female than male.
I know that you interact with your students a lot.
Yes.
When you interact with young people today, do you find them to be calmer than we were at their age, or are they more anxious about the job market, about the future that's coming?
Well, I would say the so-called Gen Zs, what you say right now, because I deal with them every day and I'm very fond of them. Whenever I meet them, they are very enthusiastic. I would not say anxious, I would say enthusiastic and full of energy, which is the best part in the Gen Zs today. And they are full loaded with technology. They have this all, even if I think my son comes under Gen Z only. My younger son is Gen Alpha. I'm trying to learn them. Well, coming to Gen Zs, I would say they are very inquisitive. They are very curious, and that's the best part in them. But this curiosity sometimes may mislead you in a wrong way. You have this abundance of energy. You have to use it in a right way. Not just about technology, not just about AI. It's not just about quantum computing. It is about many things. So I feel that today's generation, rather than having your mobiles, your IT, your technology in front of you, you should plan to implement or execute the things in a right way. Your energy should be diverted in a right way. It should be for the country, for the nation, not against the nation. And it's always better, like all the Gen Zs, they come up, they raise a voice. That's good. They have to be expressive, but bring a change. I would like to say that when you are so confident, when you are so energetic, you have to create an area of excellence. Like for example, if suppose all our Gen Zs decide to have a clean country, it is possible. But you should be on a mission, plan a mission. I request all the Gen Zs to have some motto for yourselves. Yes.
If we talk about the education sector specifically, what sort of investment and what sort of growth will we need to match the demands of this Hyderabad that we are envisioning, that the minister was just talking about? Do you think we have enough infrastructure in education?
See, I would like to term infrastructure in two ways. One is the civil infrastructure, the other is the technological, that is the digital infrastructure. Of course, it depends upon the management, and I also request the government also to have better infrastructures, civil infrastructures. But apart from that, digitalization is important. When we talk about digital infrastructure, it's not just about having computers, to have a proper Wi-Fi system available not only just in cities, but also in villages. That is important, because now we are talking about AI. AI is not just pertaining to city. It is also supposed to be percolated even in the villages, right? Now, if we have to give this kind of for the best education, even in the villages, we have to provide them internet facilities, which is very poor. And apart from these, faculty is a challenge, the manpower, okay? Now, we are all talking about AI. Now, I would like to ask how many faculty are actually available to teach AI? That's a question, right? So, we can buy as a management. Now, it all depends upon one-to-one person. Some managements are कंजूस होते हैं, कुछ management हमारे जैसे बड़े दरियादिल होते हैं, where we see to it that we give the best classrooms, we give the best infrastructure, we give the best equipments and everything, because finally this is what today's education system shouldn't be bookish, it shouldn't be theoretical, it should be more of skill and technology. So the moment I say skill, when it comes to doctors, you should have the best hospital, you should have the right clinical material, you should have the right faculty. This is what I mean about adding skill, and a lot of patients will give them a lot of skill. When it comes to technology center, they should have a proper incubation center in each and every institution. You should have a proper incubation, so that at one end you learn, at one end there is academics, the other end is research and industry exposure.
In fact, that was going to be my next question to you. In India, we prepare our young people for jobs. We don't prepare them for innovation. We don't have the kind of long-term funded scientific research that people go to the West to do, whether that's in healthcare or that's in any of the STEM lines. What can we do to improve R&D in India, long-term research, innovation in India, in our educational institutions?
See, let me tell you, as you rightly said, it should begin from the education system itself, not just private but also government. Academics is just one part. Second important part is research. How many of our institutions are actually concentrating on the right research is the question. Second thing is making the students ready for the job. Are they? No. The reason is the conventional methodology of education today, it's the same old time of education even today. Like जो 30 years के पहले था, आज भी वही है. Today also the same physics, the same English, the same maths. What is new? You tell me. और ये लोग जब B.Tech बनते हैं, when they do their B.Tech and they go out, outside it's different. Today the society demands something else. The industry needs something else. It doesn't need this kind of education. But imagine if you have an education system where you are adding the industrial exposure right from the day one, like semester one of your education system, that makes you ready for the job. You are not entering into some new world. After you complete your education, you know, yes, this is what I was focusing about and this is what I'm going to enter in. Like, I request most of the institutes to have as many as industrial collaborations, get them into your campus, give them a space, create an incubation lab, and expose your students from day one, not just theoretical, but your industry exposure is the most important. Then only the placements will improve.
If we look at the West right now, whether that's Caltech, MIT, Harvard, Sloan, they have a lot of research that is funded by the private sector, that the universities' PhD students are actually doing. Where will the funding come for Indian universities to conduct that kind of research?
Oh, well, that will take an entire, we should, right from the government, right from the governance to the private sector, everyone should, should try to get this change done. It's not one day's job. It's going to take time. It's going to take at least 25 years or even more than that if even we start today. But I think our universities, like few universities in India are doing well. I would not like to take the names, but yes, they are doing really well. But I think the demography of each and every country differs. If I say in medical industry, when it comes to India, we have different set of diseases to deal with rather than in other countries. They can concentrate more on research. One is of course availability of the infrastructure, and other thing is their focus is not on the pandemics. I mean, I'm not talking about just COVID, but other diseases. Whereas in our country, the poverty, the health issues, the kind of communicable diseases or non-communicable diseases are more to be concentrated on in our India, because we are having the highest population in the world, that is one. So this everything, and the need of the hospitals are more. Even today the ratio is lacking. So we need to still manage all this, and I think research will be the next step, and I'm sure I think next 25 years we see the research coming to the same level.
We're seeing a lot of challenges right now with the NEET paper leak, for example. There are students protesting. Students are unhappy with the way structures have been made for them, specifically with these large entrance examinations. Where do you think the lacunas or the gaps are in the way these examinations are designed? Is there a better way to do this?
Of course, yes. As you all know that we all are evolving, right? Nothing can be perfect in a day. Mistakes do happen. Even we do mistakes. Everyone do mistakes. But it all depends upon the political equations, how they put forth it, or how they try to project it in a wrong way or a right way. I won't say that paper leak was, I don't support it, not at all, never, because even I am a student, I know how difficult it is to cope up with it. But let me also tell to all the students that exams are important. Of course, NEET is important. To be a doctor must be a dream, but nothing is more important than a life. Please don't get carried away with, अगर आपको NEET नहीं पास हुए तो भी क्या हुआ? Okay, fine, you couldn't write a NEET exam, no problem. Next year, try next year, or there is something else waiting for you. Think positive. If at all you write a NEET, if you don't pass in the NEET, it's okay. There are so many things to do apart from being a doctor. Live your life. Please live your life happily, no matter whether you are educated or uneducated, whether you are having a big job or not a big job, no problem. Enjoy your life. Enjoy in the sense not just like going and roaming here and there, but do something which adds to the nation. It's not necessary that you are supposed to be a doctor, then only you can add to the nation. Think something else. Have options.
Unfortunately, they have to listen to their parents tell them that all the time.
I know. I think I should tell them.
Be a doctor or an engineer.
No. What you rightly said is, I request all my parents, like my parents, thankfully never forced me to be something like that, and that's the reason. See, I'll tell you, you can see the bringing up, the bringing upness. If the parents are at ease, the student is also at ease. They have a broad mind, they have a bigger vision. They're like, doctor क्यों बनूं? मैं तो hospital बांधूंगा. बहुत सारे doctors को मैं appoint करूंगा. You can think other way around. Not just being a doctor, you can think that tomorrow I'll build up a hospital or build up a school where I can educate this thing. I never thought I'll be running a medical college institution. Thankful to God and my husband who chose me. That's a different thing. But leave it to the time. Do your best. Hard work is important. Be successful, but don't be stupid in the sense, okay, I want to just do this and nothing else. No, keep options. If this doesn't work, what next? And I request all the parents to please not to force your kids or your children. Let them do what they want to. Then only they will be successful, and that too happily successful. Being successful is different and being happily successful is different. So that's my opinion.
That's really well said. You, like you said yourself, you started off as a practicing doctor. Now you are running educational institutions. Do you feel that there is a larger stage for you to create more impact? Is there another career change coming? Are you considering politics?
Oh my God, I know this question is going to come to me. But I don't know, basically. I'm just leaving it to time. As I told you, I was just advising my students that you should have options. So why not me? I should have options too. So maybe now I'm running, I never thought 15 years down the line when I was not even married that I'll be running a medical education system. But today I do. And I don't know what's coming up next. I'm ready for anything.
What, according to you, is the ideal politician? Like what do you think someone should stand for? What does our country need right now?
Okay, nice. My favorite question though. An ideal politician is finally a human being. Please remember that. That is number one. Number two is the slogan, as it says, of the people, by the people, for the people, has to be what you say, it should be in that person, politician's mind every minute. Selfless, absolutely selfless. Whenever you want to get into politics, okay fine, if you're doing a business, be selfish. Of course be selfish. If you want to do something else for yourself, be selfish. Nothing wrong in it. Want to earn money, be selfish. But the moment you are becoming a politician or getting into governance, you should come out of that self, be absolutely selfless, and think about just these things, that of the people, by the people, for the people. What work should I do for the betterment of the people? That should be the agenda, day in and day out, yes.
So you've already thought about this.
I don't know, see, you are asking me questions and I'm just answering like an innocent kid. Please don't frame me up. Like.
I do want to ask you this though. We have, and we've seen a larger, and now we're talking about the larger India stage, the challenge of more and more young girls enrolling in college, doing really well in college, but when we come to the workspace, those numbers start to drop off. And we don't have as much participation. We're not able to retain that talent in our workspaces. What do you think India should be doing to retain women's participation in workspaces, in public spaces, in politics, in all of these spaces, so we can have more women in these spaces?
I think I would put that responsibility on the shoulder of the men. Because women are all there. They're not going anywhere. We all get educated equally. In fact, I just right now I told that the GR is for more of women. But where are they going finally, right, is the question. They are getting married. And the marriage is not only just for the woman, but also for the men. So the woman is getting married and the man is also getting married. So both should share the responsibility equally, so that it just doesn't become a burden of a woman saying that, okay, I'll manage the house, you please take care of the job. But when it comes to pregnancy, unfortunately we can't share this responsibility. So we have to do it. But at the same time, of course, yes, being a father, the man should take equal concern about the baby. So this will help us women to manage, or to participate more in work. Yes.
If there was one thing you could say to the women who are here from your experience, because you've done this, you've run a practice, now you run a business, you have children of your own, you've juggled all of these things. How do you manage all of these things together?
First of all is confidence, and confidence comes with knowledge. And of course, represent yourself. Presentation is important also. So first, improve your knowledge. We girls or women, I tell it girls, we girls or women or whatever, we tend to focus, sometimes we go out of focus, sometimes. We start concentrating on our physical looks, or saris and complexions and beauties. Sometimes we do something wrong, but that shouldn't be your priority. It doesn't matter how you are, whether you're fair, you're dark, you're tall, you're short, you're fat, you're thin, doesn't matter. Your confidence matters. How you talk, how you present yourself, how, what content you have, that matters. So that is number one. Second thing is the health part. Sometimes we women, we try to keep everything aside just to do our responsibilities, to do our duties, to take care of our kids, to mother-in-laws, father-in-law, husband, everything. We've always been givers. But finally, we forget to take care of ourselves. So health, so eat well, eat properly, proteinous food is important, and please do some kind of exercise in a day. 30 minutes of exercise in one day. 30 minutes is nothing. Ek serial ho jata hai bhai. So please keep aside your mobile for at least an hour. 1 hour is the standard time, but if not, at least 30 minutes, any kind of exercise, yoga, skipping, walking, gym if you have good. So please exercise. And yes, of course, last but not the least is have a positive attitude. Please do have a positive attitude to all of it. Please stop getting jealous. Stop comparing yourselves. Have that zeal that yes, nothing is impossible. We can do everything under the sky. So that's what I think. So.
Those are beautiful answers. Thank you so much,
Thank
Dr.
you
Reddy,
so
for
much,
answering.
Faye,
It's a pleasure to
and,
have this conversation with you.
Yes, likewise. And I felt you made me feel so pleasant and comfortable that I could give my answer at the best. But I've always seen you doing the best on the screens. Faye, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for interviewing me. Thank you.
I wish you all the best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, after this quite an insightful, empowering session, it's now time that we felicitate the presence of our guests. Requesting Muskan Dadu to kindly join us on stage along with Dr. Harshita. Can we please have you on stage to felicitate the dynamic Vice Chairperson, Malla Reddy Vishwavidyapeeth, Dr. Preethi Reddy,